Okay, so Toby Animates, one of the biggest people in the small animator area of YouTube, gave me an interesting opportunity. I had the idea of interviewing someone for a video, and I happened to be in contact with a big figure in the small animator scene. So I asked Toby, "Hey, weird question, are you up to do an interview anytime this year?" And he responds with, "Sure, man." And, well, you get this video, right here. Look, I recommend watching this video if you are really into Toby Animates content, or you just want to put this as background noise while you do something. If you aren't watching for any of those reasons, still watch, it gets interesting. Alright, let's start off with the first question. How did you find YouTube or animation?
Basically, I started watching YouTube, and then I started finding out this new category of animation YouTubers, and I started figuring out a bunch of different animators, like Jane Animations, that one's out. And I really like what Jane Animations did, because it just looks so realistic with the character movements and stuff, so I tried it. It didn't work out. So then I found Ice Cream Sandwich, so I started taking his style and making skits. And then I was like, this is fun. So I started doing that. And then I combined a bunch of different styles to find my own. And I just tried a bunch of stuff out. And yeah, I basically found it through just a YouTube video that I got recommended. So if that video wasn't recommended to me, I would have never made it to the spot.
Wow, that's crazy. Alright, next question. Why did you want to post on YouTube?
The reason I wanted to post is because I've always, ever since I've watched the first animated movie I've ever watched in my life, I've always wanted to be in a movie in one way or another. So I was like, hey, it would be cool if I could animate one of the scenes. So originally I started this channel as a portfolio, just so when I go into a big business, I can be like, oh, I did this stuff. But now I don't really use it for portfolio, I just use it for fun. And I made a big community, so I see it more than just a portfolio at this point.
You had a bigger history, I guess, than most animators, small. So what did you do to improve on your animation and storytelling?
Well, every time I watch a new animated video, or I just discover one that I think is really impressive, I always take notes on what they do differently than me. Recently, I rediscovered a video I used to watch from Noodle, an animator, so I started taking his ideas, not from the video, but animation style, and combining it with what I have. And some things didn't work out, some things did, so I started incorporating it. And then I used a bunch of different animation tips and styles and all that stuff, just combining them to make something that I'm proud of. So I basically just gain my talent and power through YouTube videos. And if I didn't have YouTube as a tool, I would just be in the same animation spot, because I feel like I gotta build myself every video, and I gotta be the best I can. So every time there's a part where I'm like, this could be better, so I just find ways to make it better. And really getting inspired from other YouTubers is really a great way to figure out how to get better.
So that's why you made The Room. What was your initial response when your How to Become a Storytime Animator video had blown up?
My initial, oh my god. So what basically happened is it didn't do that good in the beginning. And then I think a month in, it just blasted off. My initial response, well, I knew when I was making the video, it would be received different than my other videos, because I usually make videos about storytime animations, not how to do them. So I was like, this could either flop or do really good. I was so surprised. It did amazing. And my initial response was this isn't real. So then I go in, I've tried multiple times. If you go on incognito and search up how to become a storytime animator in YouTube, I'm one of the first videos to come up, and it's really a blessing. It's insane how crazy this is. Well, I've never thought that video would blow up in general, because I feel I kind of didn't do as well in the animation as I could have at the time, because I was kind of rushing it out because I was gonna go on a vacation. So when I posted it, I was like, okay, this is good. Then a month later, I check back on it, and it's at 10,000 views. I'm like, what? And it's slowly gaining a bunch of views. I think to this day, it gets the most views every month over all my other videos. It doesn't look like it's stopping now, but one day it could just flop. But it's really cool just to see how crazy one video can do.
Oh my god. You have a popular video, but what is a video you loved making?
All my recent ones, I've started using Procreate Dreams. It's just because it's a new software and it's really cool because I used to do it with a big complicated process, but now with Procreate Dreams it's easier just because I didn't have the tools that Procreate Dreams provides. Procreate Dreams still doesn't give as much tools as like other animation softwares, and I know that, but it's good enough for me. So anything in Procreate Dreams is kind of fun because they have all the tools that you need. They have all the brushes, so you can really do whatever you want with it. And my new script writing style that I'm like slowly incorporating is really just fun because I keep adding more skits and like little funny parts in it. Just so it's like, hey, you're animating, but when you reach up to this point in the video, you get to animate the skit part and it's really fun. So that's why I always look forward to my videos. If one part gets boring, I always think, hey, if I do this, I can get closer to doing the skit part. And it's just really encouraging. So that's why I really like my newest videos.
Okay, so you like your most recent ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you haven't done a video on this yet, but what is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve. That's a good one. I actually was meant to do a video on pet peeves at, I think it was, instead of my cross-country video, I was going to do pet peeves.
No
I was
way.
like halfway into the script, and then I was like, no, this is going to be boring. So I'm proud that I did the cross-country video because it did really good. Probably just because I had to collab with Meffles, which is like a big deal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she's really nice anyway. But anyway, as I was saying, my biggest pet peeve, is probably when somebody goes on Discord, they friend me, and then all they do is just spam call me without saying anything. I said this in another interview with my friend that's not out yet, but, this guy during the interview friended me, and he started calling me over and over and over, and I think he still calls me, so I just kind of like ignores his messages. So he calls me over and over and over. I think he's at like 17 times calling me. He calls me like every 5 hours. Doesn't message anything, just calling. And I'm like, what do you want?
I mean, that's what you do when you're like a big YouTuber.
Yeah,
No,
all
there's-
you can really do is ignore them because you don't want to like tell them just to shut up because that's kind of rude.
Yeah, and
But if you ignore them, nothing really happens.
I guess that's your best response to them. What other hobbies do you have outside of animation and YouTube?
Well, obviously, I do like to draw. I've been getting back into painting because I used to paint last year, but now I'm getting back into it. But my favorite has to be kart racing. I'm probably going to make a video about it. But overall, it's just really fun. And I love I just love the speed and the adrenaline that kicks in. And every time I go to a kart racing track, I always just bring my friends so I can smoke them. And I've always won first place except like one race because I was put in the adult division. But overall, I always beat my friends, so it's just fun to laugh in their faces. But they're getting better, so I gotta get better. So it's just a whole thing. It's really fun. So yeah, kart racing is my favorite hobby outside of YouTube.
Nice. No wonder you like Need for Speed.
I love Need for Speed.
Huge question, like a really huge one. If animation didn't work out like it did now, or YouTube, what would you be doing in this moment?
Theoretically, let's say my first video flopped and I didn't like animation. So what would I be doing from them? Okay.
Yes.
That's a really good question. I don't know if I'd be doing animation. I'd probably doing art stuff in general.
Oh.
Like tutorials on how to draw stuff. I know it's kind of basic, but I'm still gonna be doing digital stuff. Either that I'll be doing like maybe like a podcast or something because those are really fun.
Fair.
That's why I like going on them and stuff. So to be honest, I think my top one would be either assisting people in podcasts and interviews or just overall doing art videos that don't have to do with animation.
What do you plan in the future? For example, like get in an industry, get an animation team, so on, so on.
That's a good question. So I think I'm gonna be doing this channel for as long as I can until I graduate college. I know I won't be like, I probably go for as long as I can, or maybe if I just get like tired or burn out really bad, I might just take like a big break. But I feel like I should always persist with this channel as much as I can because I've really built like an empire. So I'm gonna keep going until I graduate from animation college because it'll be a nice like side hustle just to, you know, have something to do when I'm bored. In the future, I just really plan to keep it with me. I know I will have a team at one point if it gets really serious, but at this point, it doesn't look like it's gonna be a crazy like job. It'll just be like a fun hobby. Not saying I don't like it, just saying it's not gonna like pay my bills like crazy because I don't really care. Because I feel like I shouldn't be using a YouTube channel to pay my bills because I don't really need to. I could be having a really good productive job, but you never know. So if I do have this as my main job when I grow up, I will be needing a team. So I'm probably gonna get a team of like background artists and stuff because I feel like I should animate all my videos. I love animating all my videos because I feel like sometimes it's hard. I feel like sometimes it's hard to replicate my style at some points. So I feel like I should always animate my videos. But there might be a point where I get an animation team. You really never know. It's kind of really early in the process because my channel is still relatively small. But if one day I just like explode, I might need a whole team and stuff. But in general, I feel like I'm just going to persist with this channel as long as I can, or as long as I want to. I might get a team depending on how serious it is, but overall, I plan to keep this channel going for as long as possible.
All right, that's great. To the viewers, what advice would you give to your audience?
I'm assuming most of the viewers are animators because that's our whole thing. But some of them may just be YouTubers, so I'm going to be like a YouTube thing. To be honest, for any YouTuber I would ever say that's small, you should keep going with anything you like. You shouldn't be focusing on making stuff for your audience. You should be making stuff for yourself. Unless you're making like $1 million a year or like a lot of money, enough to stabilize yourself, then you should make it more of a job and do what your viewers mainly want. And I'm just saying, if you don't want to do a project, don't feel forced just because it's trendy or something. Just don't do a project if you don't like it. If you don't want to do a project, just don't do it. If you want to do a project, do it. Go ahead. If your viewers say they want a project and you want it too, go ahead. You should always take feedback. It's not what I'm saying. I don't want to ignore feedback. I'm just saying you should do what you want. I always get messages from people saying, hey, should I make this video? Hey, should I do this? Hey, what's this?
Yeah, I pinged you for that as well.
And I'm like, and I always help them out. But then sometimes people keep asking for like too much advice, and I'm like, this is your channel. You shouldn't be asking for other people's advice. You should do the best you can, and you're not just gonna magically get become the best animator that you can possibly can your entire lifetime from like one sentence of like an animator's message. You always gotta build upon yourself. I always recommend like keep working on some different types of animation, and eventually you'll gain upon it. So just never give up. If you're gonna keep going, there might be tough times, but if you really want to do this, just keep going. Do what you want to do, and if you don't want to do it, you can stop. I've seen many animators that just stopped animating because they didn't feel like it. That's a very valid reason to stop animating, and yeah, overall, just keep going, man.
That's really good advice. Thank you for joining this interview, Toby.
No problem, man.
And there you have it. That is Toby's story on becoming a big small animator. This is my longest video yet that I have posted onto this channel. And if you like this type of content, let me know in the comments. I'm serious. Please, let me know. I'll take feedback. Anyways, I got nothing else to say, except I have something to give you for watching this whole video. And it is my fresh onions.